Let's take a quick look at Dogecoin. Last time we looked at Doge was on November the 20th. Here is a recap. Right now, Doge is definitely in this oversold territory. So in the near term, I do believe that there is a very high probability that we're going to see those rebound and trend up. But the minute it tests the 10 days moving average, given the fact that the volume is still very low, I don't believe that those could be able to cross over the 10 days. Very likely it will get rejected and then retrace and then retest the support of this triangle. The apex would be right at around the middle of December. And given the fact that right now, technically, Doge is in this very bearish mode, we have this death cross where the 50-day crossover and lagged the 200 days. And then now the 10 days is lacking the 50 days. So there is a very high probability that from now until middle of December, which is where this apex would likely occur, those would likely very much trading sideways but trending downward. That is assuming that the price does not break down once it tests the support of this triangle. And right at around the middle of December, we would likely see those either break to the upside or break down to the downside. And fast forward, this is the daily chart for Dogecoin, and the data I have is to 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on November the 26th. Last time when we look at Dogecoin was on November the 20th. I expected the price would bounce up and retest the 10 days moving average. And that's precisely what happened. Those bounced up, retested the 10 days moving average. But due to the fact that the volume continued to be very anemic, there wasn't any strong buying support to push the price over the 10 days. It get rejected every time. And now, today, the price broke down. And those retested the support of this symmetrical triangle. So far, it seemed like those found support at this prior low, which is around the 18.5 cents. And that is a good sign because that helped to prevent the price from breaking down. So those is trending up. Looks like it is re-entering this symmetrical triangle. Right now, those is struggling to stay over 20 cents. It is trading at 20.5 cents or down over 7%. Looking at the stochastic oscillator, those is definitely in this way oversold territory. So there's a very high probability that we may see the price bounce up a little bit. But given the fact that volume continue to be the biggest problem, very low volume, I do not expect to see Doge make any sort of spike up in price in the near term. More likely, and I hope that somehow those could just trade sideways and stay within this symmetrical triangle, because probably around the first week or latest is the second week in December, that is when the price will eventually reach the apex. And at that point, there is a very high probability that we would either see a breakout or a breakdown. I am counting on the breakout, given the fact that one of the major catalysts is the SpaceX Doge project, and that project is scheduled for launch around the first quarter in 2022. Hopefully that catalyst would trigger the breakout, and my target is still at 55 cents. Those is definitely due for some sort of run up in price. It's been traded sideways for such a long time. But the key is this: not until we see those stabilize and trade over the 10 days moving average, and that is right at around 22.5 cents. Those need to trade over this red line, stabilize over that, and that would allow the 10-day to reverse direction and slowly trending up. Then we need those to slowly move up and trade above the white line, which is the 50 days moving average, and the price is right at about 25 cents. Stabilize over that. That would allow the 10 days to reverse direction, same with the 50 days. Then we need the 10-day to cross over and lead the 50 days. Once that happens, then the possibility for the next bull run is definitely there. So in summary, as long as Doge is trading below 22.5 cents, there's not much that it's going to do in terms of a spike up in price. We need Doge to be able to move within this area here, which is around 22.5 to 25 cents. The minute those stabilize over the 25 cents, then there's a very high probability that it will head to my target price of 55 cents. But in the short term, from now until at least the first week or the second week in December, all we can hope for is those to trade sideways and stay within this symmetrical wedge. And hopefully that this prior low, which is the 18.5 cent, will provide support to prevent a major breakdown in price. That's it for this video, and don't forget to click that like button and reward me with a like if you appreciate the content that I'm presenting. Also, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button and subscribe, and make sure you turn notification on. And if you have Twitter, make sure you follow me at Vietmaxim, because I provide constant update on all of our favorite cryptos.